Some of the experiences are voice to skull, where voices are transmitted to a person from a distance, remote viewing, where a person can be watched in their homes or picked out of a crowd, shocks given to the body, paralyzation of the body, levitation of body parts, gang stalking, where people are followed around, careers and jobs ruined with false allegations, mobbing in stores where people crowd or surround a target, and some of the other symptoms could be a combination of all these types of torture. A lot of these symptoms are mischaracterized as being mental illness. A lot of these symptoms could cause a person to become ill, physically ill. Assassinations are carried out by persons being controlled and directed in these ways. The mind can become confused, a person is overwhelmed, and there's no way to fight these symptoms. Would anyone else care to talk about symptoms they know of that I've missed?
The most obvious symptom or the thing that you might notice would be what is referred to as gang stalking, which is people following around, doing surveillance. On the high-tech end of it, probably 95% or more of the symptoms that I used to feel are not felt anymore. The typical symptoms now are chatter 16 hours per day. Sometimes the symptoms feel like pinpricks, or possibly vibrations on the body.
Yes, that's very true about the vibrations. I get those continuously at night when I'm trying to sleep or whatever. It's like I'm in a recliner with of some kind of vibrating attachment to it, and I don't have a clue what that's about. I think somehow they're trying to possibly cook you from the inside out, you know, with these microwaves, do that kind of thing to you. And they're constantly pulsing. There's this pulsing too. If you notice this pulsing, it's like it'll come up through the bed, through wood, through chairs, and everything, and they're constantly attracted to a person's body parts, if you will, and it's like, it's annoying. You can't sit still for 5 minutes without having to move. Is one of the things that they seem to be most attracted to doing, to torture you.
Also lasers, laser technology to the eyes, or hallucination type things, holograms, or some more.
Well, one of the other symptoms that my office pay attention to, a lot of the people that's walking around in the middle of the street talking to themselves, they have fallen victim to this type of technology. We also must face reality that if someone use this machine and tell you 100 times a day and over and over and over every day to kill someone, you're going to eventually subdue to that and actually kill someone. If they tell you to go out and rape someone and constantly over and over and over tell you to rape someone, you're going to do that because it will put you in a position where they're going to wear you down. If they don't let you sleep at night and with constantly kill or rape, if they don't let you go one day without freedom with constantly kill and rape, that will actually take place in your life. You will actually have to follow it through unless you have a stronger will, a stronger mind, and most of all, you're insisting on that you're not going to stoop to that level.
That's very true. And your mind also cannot escape these directives. There is no way to fight it or shut it off. They can shut down part of your mind to restrict your thinking. And as Dr. Gillums mentioned, they can cause people to want to commit suicide. It can cause great pain in the mind, pulling your eyes, and incite people to rage or violence that may be uncontrollable outbursts. They can direct energy to different parts of the mind to play on people's emotions. And
you know, as a therapist and a pastor, I found myself looking at this situation in a different aspect than I ever thought of it before. In a situation of this magnitude, they can take a police officer and tell that police officer to pull you over, and that police officer don't know why he's pulling you over. They can tell that police officer he or she have a gun. He will pull that weapon if he's weak-minded. He will point that weapon at that person, and he will pull that trigger. He will openly kill someone and not know why he did it. He will openly beat them down, not knowing why he did it. That is one of the foremost dangerous weapons in this society that the American people are facing.
Right. It's very serious. Let's move on to the next question. Who do you think is doing this to people?
Well, it's hard to pinpoint which group, but it could be one of many groups. It could be federal law enforcement, possibly organized crime, maybe black operations, primarily secret groups that are generally not talked about in mainstream media.
And what about mobs or mobsters, gangs that might be involved in other kinds of related activities, using this for drug culture or getting certain people thrown in jail or stopping activist groups from functioning?
Well, you see, in this society, once you have a technology of this magnitude, you can actually use this technology to conquer the world. You can actually take over the White House. You can take over the United Nations. We are not safe at this point. We're in a lot of danger. We're facing turmoil within this country. Remember, these great United States of America will not fall from the outside in. We're going to fall from the inside out. And it's going to be equipment like that is what they're going to use to control us and to take our lives over. Our stock market, from the inside out, is the only way it'll drop, not from the outside in. And that's the type of equipment that they need to do this.
Also, war. Would you say wars can be fought this way? And
well, there was actually a news article about how in Desert Storm they used this technology, but after Desert Storm they transferred the technology to the Department of Justice, because apparently there are international treaties that ban the use of electronic weapons.
I think there are other examples of how military weapons get into the hands of the wrong people, and how, you know, the United Nations, I don't know, maybe you can speak more to the United Nations knowing more about these weapons, using them worldwide. It's, you know, such widespread, pervasive use. You can find these weapons on the internet. So it's not limited to just a few people having these weapons, but, you know, wide mass of people can be controlled with these weapons.
And you can say that our soldiers are affected, you know, by the electromagnetics, just being over there in the Iraqi war and in the Gulf War. They'll come back with these symptoms that they don't even know what's happened to them.
Definitely, that's right, because I know it's not limited to the U.S. So other parts of the world are being experimented upon or controlled and affected upon. What kind of legal remedies, what should we be doing about this? What can be done?
You know, I talked to a guy up in Michigan who's something investigator of this